All right, live. Okay, hopefully we're right on time. This is an important one because how to break your fast, so you have to go to the grocery store tomorrow. Good luck with that. But listen, congratulations, because at this point, you made it, man. I mean, tomorrow is a breeze, so don't even worry about it. I mean, even mentally, right? There's no way you're quitting now. So, and by the way, most of you made it anyway, even with some, harsh stuff going on. So proud of you. My daughter Olivia, who is a faster, is working the camera. So you might hear her chime in. So she's going to help out. Matter of fact, see that beautiful writing? Yeah, that's Olivia. Better lighting, so she helped me with that too. So thank Olivia. Give her some hearts and all that stuff. All right, so we're going to get into how to break fast, but I have some cleaning up to do from this afternoon. You mentioned things haphazardly. Marilee said, I really need to tell my story, but it opened a can of worms, a good can of worms. But a lot of this, people are kind of looking for what to do. What heavy metal test? How many questions did I get on that? A lot. It's a urine challenge. You have to use a challenge. So you really need a practitioner for that because they give you an agent that grabs the heavy metal from the tissue, and then we measure it in the urine. So, look, many of you with a lot of health conditions going on, this is why I train doctors. You need a coach. You do. That testing is part of something that I do with almost every one of my clients, and other testing too. We're always looking upstream. That's what I teach my doctors. And I do this virtually now, coaching, and I still have some doctors that do that as well. And we have doctors around the country, but virtual, that's all I do now. It's no brick and mortar anymore. But anyways, also, this is a great question. Some of you are noticing that your blood ketones are dropping as the day goes on, and you'll see even a little bit of rise in glucose. And when we intermittent fast, where we just kind of don't eat till later in the day, which we're going to talk about that in another video, but you actually notice the opposite. You'll see the ketones rising through the day and the glucose dropping, which is what you want. But on a fast like this, your body is needing energy. So guess what it does? You'll see the ketones dropping because you actually oxidize the ketones. So, matter of fact, Olivia, if you can go look for that level, the breath machine, ask Marilee where it is. I want to show them that. Because what you can notice is when you're measuring the blood ketones, we're measuring beta-hydroxybutyrate ketone, and beta-hydroxybutyrate actually is oxidized for energy. So as the day goes on, when you're active, just normal activity, even just doing work like I did all day, oftentimes you'll burn up a lot of the ketones for the energy, even your brain power, right? The brain is using them like crazy. So if you're focused, okay.
Sitting there.
What's that?
She said you can't move it.
Oh, okay. I can't move it. Okay, I'll have to show you another. It's calibrating because I actually want to show you too. It wasn't done calibrating the breath unit, but I'll talk about it anyway. Anyway, so when you're oxidizing the ketones for energy, they actually will drop in your blood. But here's the thing. We can measure them in the breath, the acetone, because it oxidizes and the acetone comes out, and we'll see that go off the chart. So as I would use my ketones, then I would see my breath a couple hours later be really high. So that's why your ketones are dropping. Your glucose may be rising because your body will actually send some out from the liver because, it's trying to supply the cells in the body with the glucose, and your brain's using the ketones. So that's why you can see that phenomena occur. It's normal. Don't worry about it. Tonight, my ketones were 7.4, so I'm scaling up. And I think I was 52 on the glucose. I thought my glucose would be actually lower tonight. Tomorrow it will be, but I think I did a lot today, and I think I kind of shot out some glucose. And I got a massage too, so maybe that could have done it. So hopefully that answers that question. So, okay, I think I got through those. I'm going to bring Sean Lefebvre on hopefully later here, but after I discuss this, and he has some questions because he's been reading all of your questions as well. Okay, day one, breaking the fast. Let me start with calories first. Why is that important? The worst thing you can do, you will blow your fast. You will mess up your production of stem cells and all that good stuff that you want to feed these stem cells that, by the way, tomorrow is the stem cell day, man. This is why you don't quit. Because right now, day 5 is the day that your body just starts producing all of these stem cells. But remember, they're kind of inactive. And then on day 6, when we feed them, magic happens, right? They're going to find everything that needs healed. They're going to start that healing process. Remember, they're going to create new white blood cells. Remember, less naive, so you're not driving all the hyperactivity, the autoimmune reactions, the hypersensitivity to foods. So we're going to create those more new naive white blood cells with those new stem cells. So that's exciting. That's when all the healing occurs. So we want to do this right because you want to take advantage of all this hard work you did. Day 1, women, ladies, 500 to 800 calories. I suggest doing it if you're going to eat Saturday night. My last meal was Monday evening, and so around 6 or 7. So my first feeding will be probably between 500 and 800 calories. I doubt I'll get up, probably around 800 calories, but my first meal will be Saturday night, and it'll be one meal at about that caloric intake. So let's say the next day, my day 2, I will do 2 meals, and it will be between 1,000 and 1,200 split between 2 meals. I won't eat most likely until later in the day, and then a dinner. That's called intermittent fasting. So I'm not going to jump out of breakfast and eat because I'm preparing you for where we're going next. Because one of the next videos, probably tomorrow night's video, I'm going to talk about beyond these the first couple days. So, and we're going to talk about ketosis and intermittent fasting. So, women, 500, 800. Men, first meal back, 800 to 1,000 calories. That's day 1. And I'm going to talk about foods in a minute. Day 2, 800 to 1,000 for ladies. And men, 1,000 to 1,200. So we step up the caloric intake. Day 3, normal caloric intake. Okay, so we're gradually going up day 1, day 2. You get that? Take a picture of that. You got it? You can always rewind it. Now, let's talk about foods to actually eat. This is really important. Your digestive enzymes are sluggish. Okay, we have to get them going. That's why we're going in with lower calories, and we don't want to go in with hard to digest foods. Bad idea. I watch this happen all the time. Soft, steamed, cooked veggies. You might think, I'm going to eat some raw broccoli. It's actually harder to digest. Even salad, not yet. Soft, cooked veggies. Grass-fed, organic, cultured cottage cheese. That's Olivia's favorite. And by the way, it's cultured cottage cheese. You remember the name? Probably. Do you know the name?
What's it called? I'm not sure. It's literally called like Culture. The brand is Culture, I think.
Culture. And
yeah,
Whole Foods
it's awesome.
has it.
I mixed mine when I broke my fast on my first day. I mixed it with fermented veggies because I couldn't
I don't
stomach.
like fermented veggies.
I couldn't stomach the fermented veggies on my own.
Fermented veggies are great because they have all the probiotic. Remember what we're doing here. So we starve down all our bacteria. This is really important. I kind of went over this the other night. And what we want to do now is take advantage of this, and we want to re-inoculate all these good guys. That's really how you fix dysbiosis. So that's why these cultured products work. We don't have yogurt written here. We're just giving you ideas. But a good quality grass-fed yogurt would be a good idea. You can even make your own kefir. I like raw milk is my favorite
a lot of
raw
yogurt is full of
product.
sugar. Too.
Yeah. You don't want the sugar products. Bad idea. Yep, exactly. You want grass-fed, especially in dairy. Very, very important.
Plain.
Easy to get. Plain, no sugar. So we want the cultured stuff. The fermented veggies, she says, do it with the cottage cheese. That's what I'm going to do. Yep. And the high fat. Don't get low fat. We want the good fats. And then I've done fermented veggies with avocado, and I use a little olive oil. And we're going to talk about healthy fats because you can bring in your oils day 1. Coconut oil, healthy, good olive oil. Ghee butter. Ghee is huge. Gosh, it starts your liver dumping. Ghee is filled with something called butyric acid or butyrate, and they're short chain fatty acids that actually start feeding all your really good stuff, and it provides you with energy, and it starts really helping your epithelial cells around the gut. It's healing. It's amazing.
What if you need to avoid dairy? What's something you would do?
Yeah, so you just would focus more on the fermented veggies, right? And obviously there's still avocados.
Or not yet, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to do day 2. But even berries, just some berries, and you can make shakes, right? A little avocado, some berries, put it in there. I would say you could probably tolerate some raw spinach if you did it in a shake, but don't eat it, right? But if you put raw spinach, avocado, some berries, Man, that's some good stuff. I know I'm killing you right now. I mean, these people are fasting. I'm like talking about food. Yeah, I'm sorry. But anyway, so there's some ideas. Your oils, the ghee is absolutely critical. I think the good olive oil, the coconut oil. But anyway, so here's some oils. Believe me, you're only at 500, 800 calories or 1,800 if you're a man. It's not a lot. So, but just eat a little bit of these things. All right, day 2. Now you can add in, of course you can eat all these things again day 2, but you can add in pasture-raised eggs. So really easy. Even some raw eggs in your smoothie. It's really easy, and of course you can still cook them. You can add in salads or other raw veggies. Just don't overdo it. And again, blending is probably preferable. You can bring in some nuts and seeds at this point. So, easy to do some nuts and seed recipes. I kind of mix them in my either almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. You mix your seeds in that and kind of eat it like cereal.
I put peanut butter in my yogurt.
Yeah, there you go. Peanut butter and yogurt. Again, you can still have yogurt day 2.
Do you think you can do kombucha on day 1 or day 2?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could do a little bit on day 1, but you have to watch calories, and you don't want to want too much sugar, right away too. But I think you could. I think you could do a little kombucha. Typically, the better ones are about 8 grams of carbs. The
per
better
serving. I do a
per serving.
That's
Okay, yeah, exactly. So yeah, we would double that because it's 2 servings. You can see my daughter knows this stuff, right? She's going to be better than me, trust me.
Yeah, right.
Just look at that writing. I can't even do that. Okay, so now on day 3, we're back to normal, eating normal calories, and you can add in meat and some cheeses, some of the heavier foods on day 3. So that's how you break the fast. Listen, go slow and low. Pay attention to the calories. Still intermittent fast because we're going to go there. So again, I wouldn't do 3 meals. I would try to stick to 2 meals. In the first day back, if you're eating Saturday night, it's 1 meal. Then it's to bed, and then the next day 2 meals. So, all right, that's great. Is Sean Lefebvre out there? Can you find Sean?
I think so.
Yeah, this is new. We brought Tim Goodwin. This is Tim Goodwin's idea.
All right, Sean's coming.
I'm always amazed this guy.
All right,
I'm not a techno guy, so. Sean has more questions. I said, Sean, write down some questions because you're reading all these questions. All right, hey Sean, thank you. All right, Sean, I know you've been reading the questions. Give these people a word of inspiration, and let's look at some of these questions.
I have. I got to tell you, this is actually the first time I've done fasts before, but I've never tried to do a 5-day fast before, and I've lost 9 pounds. And what's really sucks is I stayed with a friend when I was out in California for a while, and I left all my ketone strips there and my glucose strips. So I have my meter, but so I couldn't test my ketones. But I know I'm doing well. I lost 9 pounds in 4 days so far, so pretty exciting. I gotta go.
Oh, we lost you.
But that stuff is clear now. But I got to tell you, the thing that I love the most about this group is, I'm on Facebook quite a bit. I do it for work, and of course I got my personal stuff too. And there's so much negativity on Facebook, and just the support and the love pouring out from everybody on this group has been amazing. I mean, we started out a week ago, literally a week ago. We started this. We're like, oh, we'll get a couple hundred people. It'll be fun. We've got almost 2,300 people now, and everybody's just been loving up. Someone says I'm struggling, I'm gonna quit, and everyone's like, no, you can do it. It's a bunch of champions, and so all you out there are just champions, warriors, lovers, fighters, and I love every single one of you. You guys are great. So thanks for being there. So I tell you, in light of that, what I just said, actually one of the number one questions I've been getting a lot is this Facebook page going to continue after this fast is over? And so I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, no doubt. I mean, will I can I commit to it every day? I don't know about that, but I'm going to keep bringing the message because you know me, Sean, man. I feel that responsibility. My daughter's shaking her head.
Because you're going to start to experience how you change, how your body reacts to this fast.
Yeah.
For me, an entire semester, my health changed.
Yeah.
So it was I was constantly telling my friends about it. For months, honestly. Yeah. So why not?
Well, Sean, here's the thing. You have to help me with it, okay?
Oh, I will.
Hey, this is a topic that they need to hear about, right? Because my brain goes, they don't need to hear that. I'm going to bore them with that. It's like, so you got to get me out of my head. And if you say, Dan, they need to hear about this, I'm on it, man. Right?
Yeah,
so.
and they do, and they're excited. That was when they asked the question. My initial response was, yes, of course, this is going to be here. I guarantee it. Matter of fact, I think I even said I guarantee it'll still be there. because it's this information is so powerful. The fact that we've got so many people and they're hungry for. I mean, we even have. I've had people ask about, the detox that you talked about earlier today. Matter of fact, we've had Evelyn and Ken, and I don't know if there's anybody else did so far on the feed. They're like, how do I find a practitioner in my area?
Yeah.
Does this that Dan trains, that Dr. Pompa trains, and so they're hungry. And I could think of us, well, gosh, we got this big thing going on with Ben Green, but we've got to figure out a way through this group to help people find, not only the information that they need, but coaches. I mean, we all need a coach. I think of like the best athletes, whether you're a basketball player, a track star, whatever, if you want to get healthy, whatever it is you want to do, we need coaches, and to know that you have a team of coaches across the country is amazing. So yeah, I want to make sure this page doesn't go anywhere and we can give people what they need. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think if they contact my website, there's a system in place for that. I mean, obviously I still work with clients myself, but I try to take the harder cases. And, those of you who have a lot of big challenges, you need a coach. I mean, we discovered that. I'm just shocked at, again, a lot of the problems surface when you fast. I always say the best test to see how healthy you are is go without food, and the stuff happens, right? So, yeah. So, yep. Thanks for that, Sean. And
I'll even open it up as if I don't have enough to do. Dr. Pompa keeps me busy as it is, but if I don't have enough to do, if you guys really want to know, if you need more information, if you want to know, obviously you can send me a private message. You can send me a friend request, whatever. If you're looking for someone to connect with, I can always help you find someone as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, listen, that's why I'm training doctors around the country, right? Because we have a world that's sick. Most people are sick today. It's a scary thought, but it's true. And it's what we do. And that's my passion. I knew that I couldn't just be me. I take on very limited people, right? My goal is to teach and educate and bring it out. So, spread the message.
Yep. Yeah. And obviously the vast majority of the people in this group don't know me or you, Dr. Pompa, but I have been learning from Dr. Pompa for about 12 years now. And when he says he's passionate about this, man, I tell you what, this is a man. I think I said this to Aaron, who works with us. I said a couple of years ago, I said, Aaron, if Dr. Pompa said, Sean, grab that glass of water and follow me because we're going to go to hell and save people, I would just grab that glass of water and follow. I just figure out why along the way. So I do love your passion, brother. It's amazing. And people need this message.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, that's why we brought you onto the team, man, because of your passion. You were doing this from the day you heard my first lecture. You started coaching people. You started bringing this message, man. It's so true. Listen, we're blessed, and we have hundreds of doctors now, doing this, the cellular healing, the cellular detox, and all my ancient healing strategies, which isn't just, by the way, just one of my ancient healing strategies. So if we continue this going, I'll kind of keep teaching more. That's for sure.
Yep, absolutely. So speaking of teaching, so we did have some other questions too. This is the one I've seen debates back and forth between people on there, and there's a big debate on, basically, a lot of people are going through this pain. Is it part of the healing process? Is there a lack of protein, electrolytes, and minerals? Some people are saying you absolutely need to do mineral supplements and electrolyte supplements doing this, and other people say no, absolutely you don't need to. So maybe you could talk a little bit about the science behind that and what the true answer is.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's your first fast, I think if you have challenges, the electrolytes help a lot, right? Do I need them? No, I don't need them. I just don't have to do that. But I think for the majority of people, it does help, especially the first 3 days. After that, your body starts to find homeostasis. It's kind of like that thing, but it's when it's finding balance and you're dumping that glycogen. I'm used to doing that, right? Because we fast, we intermittent fast. But if you're not, it helps. There you go.
All right, cool. I got to tell you also, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. Everyone was freaked out that we can't use soap, that we're not supposed to wash our hair and to brush our teeth. And I did brush my teeth. I used the Revitin toothpaste on Tuesday morning, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to go, and I haven't brushed my teeth. And the weird thing is, how you normally get that film on your teeth? I haven't had that film at all. And I had a little bit of bad breath, but it was obviously from detoxing, from fasting. But I've noticed I haven't had any body odor. I have not put deodorant on my body since actually Monday. I didn't even use deodorant Tuesday, and I do not stink. You would think that I would smell horrible, but I don't have body odor. My hair feels nice and soft. I haven't washed it. Yeah, so no soap. So that was a thing that I noticed a lot of people were kind of freaked out about in the beginning. But
I think, like, I didn't use toothpaste because it can stimulate your digestive enzymes, right? So I go on that. I just dry brush and brush my tongue. But yeah, I mean, the soap thing, I don't know. I mean, I think you can, go either way with that. So I think if you use soap, no big deal. But I do caution of brushing your teeth for sure.
Okay. And then one big last question too. This is another one that I keep getting over and over. And it basically boils down to is, what do I do when this 5 days is over? Whether it's continue the fast. Some people want to continue the fast. So maybe you could talk about how they would continue if they just stay with straight water, or maybe they could transition into a different type of fast. Like some people go, well, maybe I'd like to do a bone broth fast after this, do a different type of fast. And some people are going, well, should I stick with ketogenic? Like what kind of diet should I eat after this? Should I go with intermittent fasting? How long should I do any of those types of dietary changes? So maybe you could talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to talk a lot about, I do think that going into ketosis after this, here's your opportunity, right? So I'll talk more about that in a future video. And I'm going to talk more about the intermittent fasting and, some magic around that, how to make that work. So stay tuned for that. But let's talk about if you want to continue the fast. One of the options is a partial fast, AKA fasting mimicking diet. Basically, it's this. So if you bring eating basically these foods, and I would stay away from the meat. So the foods that you're eating day 1, day 2, if you do it in about 500 to 800 calories, ladies, and men 800 to 1,000, you can do that for an additional 5 days. And that's where a lot of longos work. I talked a little bit about Walter Longo. They do that partial fast once a month, and they get amazing results still. Matter of fact, one of the studies I showed at my last seminar talked about how pancreatic cells in diabetics, type 1s, actually regenerated. So that's pretty amazing, because of still getting some autophagy, because the caloric restriction, still works, and that's called a partial fast. It's been around for years. Longo just made it more popular. I don't think I know you don't get as good a benefit in autophagy as you do with a water fast, pure water fast. But one of the options is to move into a partial fast, or what you said, you can move into a bone broth for a few days as well. That's a great idea too. And even bone broth with just oils. So you can do bone broth with coconut oil, ghee, and some olive oil. So that's another really good thing to do with the bone broth. I love that. There's a partial fast. And then another option.
You and Sarika Cernahouse did a great video, and there's a page for that, a web page for the bone broth fast and how to do it. So anyone who's interested, send me a message. I will send the link. I'll put it up on our page tonight after we're done here for the link to do the proper how to do the bone broth fast, how to cook the bones, how to come on it, how to come off of it, and so on. That's a great little write up. So I'll put that make that available.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Sean. That's awesome. And you know what, Sean? I have to get the videos. You want me to download every video because I saved them on my phone up there, and I haven't done that yet. But I plan on, so everyone can just have where the videos are just in one place, right? And that's on. Where is that, Sean?
There is a section when you're on your computer. It's on the far left-hand side where you can click on videos. And actually, there are some people who have left some little, kind of testimonial or update video on how they're doing, and they're real heartwarming. They're wonderful, and just like this group is like that. So I would recommend if you haven't watched those, go watch them. But we're going to take if you're on the app, on the phone app, it's towards the top of the screen. But you scroll over and you'll see it says videos. Click on that, and so we'll put these videos that we're doing now and all the other live feeds so far.
You know what?
We'll get those.
Contact the team in Pittsburgh, and they can do that.
Okay.
So.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And you can flag them that we may have people looking for docs. So just work with the team on that, dude.
Yep.
Man, you give me a thing like that, we're going to lose it all. Right? Really, keep me focused on the research and the
exactly.
Teaching. Okay, so and I'm going to give you one more option too. Is so we have the partial fast, we have the bone broth with or without oils, which I love it with oils to be honest. And then whey water. Whey water is something called Swear Gold. And Sean, I don't even know how to get that. I mean, how to tell them to get that, but you can direct that.
I'll find the link. It's through Beyond Organics. It's Jordan Rubin's thing, but I'll put the link up.
Jordan Rubin developed that. It's from, I tell you a whole story about whey water. I don't have time, but maybe in a future video, Sean. So you got to write these things down. You got to start telling me what to teach, man, because I don't know what the people want. You do. All right. So that's great. Okay, is that good? I think.
Yeah. So if some people want to continue with the full water fast, how long should they continue? That was a question.
Okay, yeah, honestly, you could stick it out. Always set small goals. So, okay, I'm going to do 5. I might as well do 7, 10, right? And then, of course, I read someone's on day 35, like they started already, right? So,
Wow.
And again, that's watched last night's video because I talked about what to look for to know when you need to break the fast. Your tongue can turn, it goes from white to green, yellow, then it turns back pink. That's a sign. Hunger coming back is a sign. Believe it or not, when you stop losing weight, like for over 2 days where you just stop losing any weight at all, that's a sign. So, many things to look for there, but yeah, so, you could run it out if you want. I don't know that everyone, I like multiple block fasts, but again, some people that have a lot of bad tissue will benefit from a longer fast. There's no doubt. I've seen that happen. Tumors shrink. Those things can happen on a longer fast. But I think for most people without supervision, multiple block fast is key. So.
All right. Actually, one last question, because I've gotten this one a lot. I just remembered is, again, people are, women especially, but I think everybody's dealing with like low back pain, hip pain, leg pain. That's the most common. Some people are saying shoulders, maybe they had an old injury or something, but most people are low back and hips and down legs. So for those people, when they go, man, the pain is almost unbearable, and they go, I really feel like I need to take a painkiller. Well, we know that it's best to not take a painkiller while you're, even if it's a natural one, while you're in the fast. Is it better to maybe take something for the pain and push through, or is it best to just discontinue the fast, or what would you recommend for those people?
Yeah, there's an argument for if it's that bad, there's a time and a place, right? Maybe you try some natural CBD, as a first option, right? And then, if you really can't do it, I'd probably think that it would be better to continue fasting and take a painkiller, honestly, right? So, but again, each fast gets easier. Typically, you don't have the same aches and pains. The women that get a lot of the pain around here, we know that is definitely a hormone-related thing. So estrogen plays a big role there. So when estrogen and other hormones, they can start when you have ligament laxities because of low estrogen, you're entering perimenopause or menopause. Oftentimes, the hormone dysregulation of even the low estrogen will cause ligaments to kind of expand in their lax. So that's why you kind of hurt your back or your hips a lot. And okay, the pain goes away, but you're kind of always hurting those areas. And when the fast happens, you start pulling that stuff together. It starts healing, and it can cause pain. So, and also, a lot of women have fibroids, ovaries that they are, fibrotic cysts and different things. They don't even know they have, and all of a sudden that stuff starts healing, and it's painful. It's very painful. So, if you can push through is my advice.
All right, cool. Unless you got anything else for me, I'm good.
What's your tongue look like?
My tongue?
It's a little white.
A little white.
Yeah.
A little white. Hey, you know what?
Yeah, I still got some white too.
Hey, Sean, I just actually remembered something, and I actually put it in my note and I forgot. So if I write it, I remember it, and I wrote it, so I remembered it. February, I might not have the day, mid-February, I think February 15th, I'm doing a True Cellular Detox Challenge with Ben Greenfield. Look out for that, folks. Now that's going to be Ben Greenfield. I don't know if you all know who he is, but he is like the fitness guru. He has the #1 fitness blog, I believe, in the world. He's a good friend of mine, and we did a TCD, True Cellular Detox. I say TCD, sorry, True Cellular Detox Challenge a year ago, and it transformed Ben's life and a lot of his athletes. And so it's not as intensive, obviously, if you have a coach. That's for the more sick people. But this is for the average person who you want detox, right? It's many of you out there. Anyways, we're taking people through. Now, there is a charge for the materials that you need, the supplements, access to the portal. I know Ben is offering his whole workout thing. He has a whole name for it. But we're gonna do 4 calls, and they're limiting the number of people in it, but we're gonna make sure all the questions are answered. But we're walking people through True Cellular Detox. Prep phase is month 1. It's 90 days. Body phase is month 2, and then brain phase is month 3. So that's an option for those of you who don't have some more serious challenges, but you're going to learn a lot, man. It's a blast too. We have a lot of fun. It was huge success last year, Sean. You were actually helping answering a lot of the questions, Sean.
Yeah. I ended up on the participant portal answering a ton of questions, and so it was pretty crazy. Yeah. If anyone needs information on that too, Ben Greenfield is a pretty amazing guy, and of course we've met him in person. Oh my God, the dude is a nuclear reactor with legs. It's unbelievable how much energy he has. So, but yeah, again, if you guys need energy, what's that?
The team told me to remind to say that, and I almost forgot.
Okay. Yeah. So if anyone needs info on that too, I'm happy to pass that along as well. So anybody in the group that needs any information on anything, whether it's detox or more fasting stuff, or the stuff with Ben Greenfield, or finding a coach in your area or whatever, that's what I do here, and so I'm happy to help with anything I can.
All right, cool. Well, I think we covered a lot, I do. So lives are changing, man. Miracles are happening. And, I can't wait. Tomorrow is the magic day. I mean, So, heal up. And then we get to refeed. So I'll talk to you tomorrow night. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the intermittent fasting and some of the, what to do next. I'm going to start preparing you for that. So, but you've got your instructions. You got to go to the store tomorrow. That's going to be tough. You might want to send somebody with a list. We don't have to go in there. Our friend Patrick Gentempo, him and his wife Lori fasted, and he said he walked into Whole Foods because he was buying some stuff to break the fast, and he said immediately, it just boom, first time he experienced like major hunger. He smelled the food and he was like, I was destroyed for hours after that. So take a lesson from Patrick Gentempo on that. Might want to not go. So, could ruin your day 5. We don't want to ruin.
Probably will.
Oh, and by the way, I didn't even talk about this. I keep seeing things keep popping into my brain now. Every one of these things, by the way, I get off these calls and I go, why didn't I talk about that? So it's why I like having someone on like this, because it gives me time to process when I'm just monologuing it so hard. Okay, so exercise. I'm going to exercise tomorrow. I'm going to do this because of some of the research. Oh, by the way, you also get the highest growth hormone surge tomorrow. So day 5, it really is high. So I'm going to exercise tomorrow. I was going to get on my mountain bike, but it looks like it's going to be snowing. So I'm going to go to the gym. But I've never actually done that before for reasons that I've said. But I'm going to see what it's like. I'm going to be testing my glucose and ketones before, after, next, So I'm going to just experiment with it. I'll let you know what I find out. But maybe some of you want to try it too. Listen, if you have health challenges and you're already, feeling tired, please don't do that. If those of you who are numbers are perfect, you're hitting the target range, you feel good. Did I get cut off?
You started to break up, but I think you're back now.
No.